gold scalpers make the same mistake? They use RSI settings that work well in normal markets but fail when they trade XAUUSD. Gold moves differently. It can create fake signals, sudden reversals, and trap traders who rely only on default RSI settings. But what if you had a simple RSI setup designed specifically for gold scalping? In this video, I show you the exact XAUUSD 1-minute and 5-minute RSI system I use in 2026. Stay until the end because I have prepared a quick quiz to test your understanding of this strategy. So let's get started. Before we begin, let's reveal the answer to the quiz from my previous video. The question was, which setup gives the strongest buy signal in this strategy? The correct answer is A. The strongest buy signal happens when the RSI crosses above its EMA while both lines are already above the 50 level. This tells us that bullish momentum is strong and increasing. If you got it right, well done. Now let's jump into today's lesson. Why gold needs a different RSI approach? Before we talk about the settings, we need to understand one important thing. Gold does not behave like every other market. Many beginners use the default RSI settings and trade XAUUSD the same way they trade other markets. They see RSI below 30 and think, I should buy, or they see RSI above 70 and think, I should sell. But gold can stay overbought or oversold during strong moves, causing traders to enter too early or get trapped. For gold scalping on the 1-minute and 5-minute charts, RSI should not be used to predict reversals. It should help us understand momentum and confirm better entries. That's why the strategies combine three things: RSI for momentum, a trend filter for direction, and price action for confirmation. Remember this rule: trend first, signal second. Now let's look at the RSI settings that can make gold scalping signals cleaner. My 2026 gold scalping RSI settings. Now let's move to the most important part of the strategy, the RSI settings. Open your chart and add the RSI, then open the indicator settings. The default RSI period on most platforms is 14. While RSI 14 works well for many trading styles, gold scalping requires faster feedback because XAUUSD can make strong moves within a few minutes. For this setup, I use an RSI period of 8. Why 8? Because it provides a good balance between speed and accuracy. It reacts faster than RSI 14, but it's not as noisy as very short settings like RSI 2 or RSI 3, which can create too many false signals. The second adjustment is the RSI source. Instead of using only the closing price, we use HLC3, which calculates the average of the high, low, and close prices. This helps create a smoother RSI movement and reduces some unnecessary noise, especially on lower time frame like the 1-minute chart. The final part is the RSI levels. Instead of using the traditional 70 and 30 levels, this strategy focuses on 40 and 60. In an uptrend, RSI 40 can act as a pullback zone where buyers may return. In a downtrend, RSI 60 can show where sellers may start taking control again. Now we have our RSI settings, but we still need one important filter to know when to trade and when to stay away. Adding the trend filter, EMA 50. Now we have RSI settings, but there is still one important problem. RSI shows momentum, but it does not tell us the market direction. This is where many beginners make mistakes. They see RSI moving up and immediately think about buying, or seeing RSI moving down and immediately think about selling. But a signal against the trend can easily fail. That's why we add a simple trend filter, the EMA 50. The EMA 50 helps us understand who is currently in control, buyers or sellers. When price is above the EMA 50, we focus only on buy opportunities because the market has bullish momentum. When price is below the EMA 50, we focus only on sell opportunities because the market has bearish momentum. But remember, EMA 50 is not our entry signal, it's only a filter. For example, when price is above EMA 50, we wait for RSI to pull back toward 40. We don't buy immediately. We wait for RSI to turn upward and for price action to confirm that buyers are returning. For sell trades, the opposite happens. When price is below EMA 50, we wait for RSI to move toward 60 and look for signs that sellers are taking control again. This combination helps us avoid many weak signals and trade with the market direction. Now the strategy is complete. The next step is the most important part, seeing exactly how to enter a buy trade on the chart. Buy setup, step-by-step entry. Now let's see how all parts of the strategy work together in a real buy setup. First, we check the trend. Before entering on the 1 minute or 5 minute chart, we switch to a higher time frame such as the 30-minute or 1-hour chart. We want to see an uptrend. That means the price is making higher highs and higher lows. In simple terms, each new swing high is higher than the previous swing high, and each new swing low is higher than the previous swing low. If you are still learning to identify higher highs and higher lows, you can use the zigzag indicator as a visual guide. It makes swing highs and swing lows much easier to spot. If you don't see this bullish pattern, don't take the trade. Even a strong RSI signal can fail when the overall trend is unclear. Once the higher time frame is confirmed, we move back to the lower time frame. Here in this chart, the price is above the EMA 50 on the 5-minute XAUUSD chart. This tells us buyers have control. Then price makes a small pullback and RSI moves toward the 40 level. We don't buy immediately. We wait for confirmation. RSI should stop falling and start turning upward, and we want to see a bullish candle showing that buyers are returning. So let's quickly recap the buy setup. Here's what we are looking for. First, on the higher time frame, the overall trend is bullish. Second, on the lower time frame, the price is above the 50 EMA. Third, the RSI pulls back around the 40 level. Then the RSI turns back up. And finally, a bullish candle confirms the entry. Now let's look at the opposite situation and see how to find a sell setup. Sell setup, step-by-step entry. Now let's walk through a real sell setup and see how the same rules work in the opposite direction. We start by looking at the bigger picture. Before taking a trade on the 1 minute or 5 minute chart, switch to a higher time frame such as the 30-minute or 1-hour chart. This time we are looking for a downtrend. The price should be making lower highs and lower lows. In other words, each swing high should be lower than the previous one, and each swing low should also be lower than the previous swing low. If you are still learning to identify market structure, the zigzag indicator can help you spot these swing points more easily. If the market is not showing this bearish pattern, skip the trade. A bearish RSI signal is much less reliable when the overall trend is unclear. Once you have confirmed the higher time frame trend, switch back to the lower time frame. Here, the price is below the 50 EMA on the 5-minute XAUUSD chart. This tells us sellers are in control. Next, the price makes a small pullback and the RSI rises toward the 60 level. But we don't enter the trade yet. We wait for confirmation. The RSI should stop rising and begin turning downward, and we want to see a bearish candle showing that sellers are stepping back in. Now let's put everything together. Before taking a sell trade, make sure these conditions are met. The higher time frame trend is bearish. On the lower time frame, the price is below the 50 EMA. The RSI pulls back to around the 50 level. The RSI returns back down. And finally, a bearish candle confirms the entry. Quick quiz. Before we finish today's lesson, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. In this gold scalping strategy, what RSI period do we use? A. RSI 14. B. RSI 8. C. RSI 21. Write your answer in the comments. I will reveal the correct answer in the first 30 seconds of the next video. If you found this strategy useful, consider liking the video and subscribing for more practical RSI trading strategies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.